Hiya crafty folks, Amy here with amyswares, and today I'm going to make a layered stencil encouragement card. Now this is a brand spanking new stencil from the September release at A Colorful Life Designs. Super fun and whimsy, and you could use it many different ways. But here's a photo of the finished card to show you how I decided to use it today. I have this sea glass and Cove Blue are the two colors that I am choosing to use today from the Catherine Pooler line. I have a panel here. I might actually be working on a card base, but this is the Layered Dotted Swirls. And as you can see, it's two stencils that line up together and create a really fun look. So I'm going to pull out a blue and a green blending brush here. These are Altenew blending brushes. And I'm going to start with this first layer here. So I'm kind of winging it. I don't really have a plan. Right off the bat, I'm coming at it like a lumberjack and pushing back the stencil. So don't be as rough as me and it'll be fine. But if you are rough like me and you are worried you're going to just bend it on back like I just did, then pixie spray might be your friend. But once I realized I was able to simmer down a little bit and it was okay. So you do you. If you want to use a temporary adhesive like pixie spray, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm holding it down pretty good here with my my little thingy from Altenew. It's a sticky mat. Yes, the words evade me right now. I'm struggling a little bit. Anyway, it is an Altenew low-tack sticky mat, and I have it on a 25-year-old cake decorating turntable. So how's that? Anyway, you could absolutely do this on whatever work surface works for you. I also could use my magnetic glass mat, which is awesome. But here I'm just figuring out that I did it backwards. So I had to then do the layer backwards because, you gotta line it up the way you did it. And I did it backwards. So be logical and read the words on the bottom of the stencil that Mary Kay so lovingly puts there to let you know the name and direction of the stencil, but I didn't do that. I felt like going rogue, evidently. Reference back to Struggle Bus, okay? Still writing it. Anyway, so what I did here, I am switching up the colors. So where I did blue on the first layer, I did green dots, and where I did green on the first layer, I did blue dots. So I just kind of decided that as I went, and I thought it looked pretty cool. So I'm coming in really heavy-handed on the second layer with all the little dots, but again, using the opposite color from the first layer. So it created a really fun, whimsy look here. You can see I did kind of tone down the white a little bit with some ink blending over that just to make it not so stark of a contrast. And I'm going to cut it down with this stitched edge rectangle die. Just going to use some mint tape to hold that in place, and I'll run it through off screen through my die cutting machine. This is Paper Rose. It's one of my favorite, just basic stitched edge. It's an A2 set. There's a pretty big selection when you buy it, and it's really reasonably priced. So I know it was out of stock for a while, but when I checked recently, it was back in stock. So I'll try and remember to link that below. If I forget, I know y'all will let me know. But now I'm just going to shop my sentiment book and see how I want to finish this card, because again, I'm just winging it and I don't really know or have a plan. So I'm flipping through. This is my storage solution for sentiments. They're baseball card pocket protector sheets, and I have loads of pre-cut sentiments ready to go, so I don't have to stop this process and start from scratch. So just kind of putting some different options down, seeing which one looks really good. But as you saw, I did end up going with that You Are Awesome, which is a shadow layer and a word layer. Sadly, I know that die is discontinued. It was a really cool, I think it was Sarah Barnard or something like that. It was a whole collection that she had of pop-up dies. So basically they would create like a pop-up on the inside of your card. Super cool. But I just kind of trim them out so that they're just a freestanding die cut. And yeah, if I can find something similar, I will let you know. Otherwise, shop your crafty stash. I'm sure you guys have something. Here I decided to use the little frame that I cut out. So I cut it down slightly smaller than A2, but I did manage to do it straight enough that I could do this technique, which is kind of an extra little thingy you could do. I'm just liquid gluing that down right onto a card base, 120-pound accent opaque, just lining it up, making sure the edges are straight. And then what I'll do is I'll pop the center panel up with some foam tape. So it kind of continues the design to the edge of the card, but the border itself is kind of flush with the card base, whereas the center panel is popped up. So it's kind of a fun little unexpected design feature if you want to kind of take it to the next level. Otherwise, you could totally skip this step and then just leave the border white or custom color it or whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to nestle this panel right back in with it slightly popped up, but then as you can see, the design continues all the way to the edge of the card. I'm just going to use some liquid glue to attach this white word layer to the black shadow layer to finish the sentiment here. You could do this any number of ways. You could use some tape runner if you're careful. You could use micro dots, which I often do, but I've been a little bit more daring with the liquid glue lately. It does help to kind of pounce it off on a little scratch piece of paper like I did. That cuts down on the oozage. Y'all know I can't stand the oozage, but I just liquid glue that down onto the front of the card using that big old block to hold it down and let it cure the glue a little bit. And then I'm just going to come in with some blingage. So this is also card bling from A Colorful Life Designs. You can also use my coupon here, AmyFan10. So if you do shop, be sure to use the coupon AmyFan10 at checkout. There are 12 new colors to go with all these new stencils, so be sure to check those out. This was a Christmas color that I used in this case. Put it down in a smattering of odd numbers. Got that nice dimension and the stitched edge. But overall, really fun encouragement card. So be sure to check out the rest of the September release. Loads of new stencils and awesome new card bling colors. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.